G'day guys, how are we, and welcome back to another Stone Gamers video. Back with some Battlefield 6 gameplay, rocking the AH6 LittleBird here on Contaminated. I am enjoying this map and the LittleBird on this map. So this is my first game back after the Resident Evil Requiem playthrough. It is different content from me, long form content, completely different genre of games. I did enjoy venturing out and trying new things, so I appreciate the love and supporting me through that. So there has been a lot of news dropped while I was away, a lot of patch notes. A lot of things to read and go through. I will be going through and talking to you guys about all the updates that are coming with Season 2 Part 2 and everything else that pertains with Battlefield 6. Got my highest kill gameplay, 73 kills with the LittleBird. Managed to finally get a decent gameplay, and I do remember from this gameplay it was a rough start. So yeah, it's pretty even. Get counted pretty decently. So yeah, high kill, high damage. There is a lot that we actually go through and cover. We kind of go through a lot of things and a lot of information very quickly. So in the background will be the gameplay, and then you have my commentary over, just chatting to you guys and letting you know what's coming. This is a high energy, just like comedic relief, just trying to have fun and talk about the news with Battlefield 6, you know, because some of it's kind of negative, some of it's positive, but again, I just want to make people laugh, smile, and enjoy my skills in my gameplay. So hope you guys can enjoy that, and I'll just be going through some things and talking to you guys about the update. Grab some snacks, get a drink, or eat some lunch, and let's get right into the update. Season 2 released recently, and it's been great seeing so many of you jump into Contaminated and take to the skies with the LittleBird. We've been closely reading feedback from the first days of the season, and we want to take a moment to acknowledge some of the initial reactions we've seen, while also looking ahead at what's planned for the next phase of Season 2 and beyond. Might as well just put cheese on a sandwich that's at least 30 centimeters high. That's so cheesy. Anyway, they said that. So they further on go to say and only talk about the positive things about the Season 2. Pretty much just acknowledging that, hey, this is what you're gonna get and you guys are gonna eat it. It's like prison food. And they're there just watching us with a bat, just like hitting the bat slowly on their hand as we go to eat our food, and if we don't eat it, they're going to give us a big smack. But looking beyond, larger scale experiences remain an important part of expanding Battlefield 6. We are continuing to test Goldmid Railway, so they continue to talk about Goldmid Railway and how they're going to edit the map and redesign it to flow better with Battlefield 6's game. Furthermore, they go to talk about movement. Movement impacts every layer of gameplay, and updates here need to be deliberate and measured. With other gameplay systems evolving alongside it, we want to evaluate how the overall combat experience settles before making further changes. Well, they tweaked movement again, and people aren't happy. So they keep changing the movement, like it just keeps making it laser beams, Call of Duty guns. You know, bring some weight, some depth back, like you did with Battlefield 3 and 4, and even 1. 5 it started to go away a little bit, and then 242 everything was a laser, kind of. I'm using the classic P90, right, and I can easily hold down mouse 1 and gun somebody 100 meters away. Still have enough in my magazine left for like another 2 kills with the P90 suppressed from 100 meters. Further on, they go to talk about progression. Season 2 introduces improvements, but this topic remains an active and ongoing discussion internally. We're closely tracking how the Season 2 changes are landing and gathering data on the players, engaging with different paths. So they're saying it remains a topic and active and ongoing discussion internally, which could mean that like maybe they're talking about ways to improve it or scrapping it altogether. That's funny. Look at the invest. So they want your money to be worth more than it currently is, which makes sense because you've already paid for the game. Now these progressions and everything, you can't do anything else with them but use them in the game. The company making the game needs to make sure that people's money does feel like it's, you know, it's not just going to waste. If people want to pay for the Season 2 pass, then I feel like those skins need to be better than the skins that are in the store as well. You know, if you make a solid season pass, people will be more inclined to buy it, and if you are rewarding those players with high quality content, and it's a lot of content, then you know they will feel way more rewarded with the current problems in the game. It's not like the season pass is going to fix the main core issues. That's never going to happen. You can't just keep sprinkling sprinkles all over the shit, you know, serve it as a mud cake. You need to make sure it's an actual delicious chocolate mud cake. The toppings and the icing on the cake is just, you know, the enhancement of that product. Further on, they go to talk about Portal. Previously, We intentionally delayed adding new hardware to the SDK to allow additional time for the stabilization and bug fixes. This includes delaying the additional of the LittleBird, which will be added to the SDK in a future update. We're currently re-evaluating this approach for future seasons, so while this may not always be possible, our goal is to support new hardware in Portal as soon as it launches. Portal could be your bread and butter. It doesn't split the community up, it just gives people freedom for creativity, and that's so important. For Battlefield's ecosystem, just like how Commander was for me when I was playing the multiplayer side, it's just a great addition to the game. It breathes a different type of experience for players who just want to take on a different role. Having these modes where players can go into and out to experience Battlefield's ecosystem, it is cool. The Portal side should be pristine, well done, given to us at the full experience when the game launches, in my opinion. You know, making that system streamlined, I can see why that is so important to those players and that community. Further on, they go to talk about in Portal, we've received the reports of latency rubber banding in some player mode experiences. Our investigation shows that having more than 40 vehicles in experience can cause uncertainty lag. Yeah, 40 plus vehicles, that's a lot of vehicles. But yeah, people like to test the limits and push those servers to the absolute limit, and that's what it should be there for, to have fun. Another alteration we've seen that improves latency is having the player count lowered from 64. We are continuing to investigate long-term solutions while also working to improve overall performance. Alright, awesome. We're also going to be sharing a dedicated blog soon that takes a deeper dive into ongoing quality life improvements, including hit registration, netcode, time to kill tuning, soldier visibility, and audio updates. Alright, that sounds good, man. Yeah, I would love to see them introduced into the game and then a beautiful detailed explanation of bullet points of what you've changed and gone through. Not like we're AI reading it, but like we're human beings trying to understand the hard work that you guys do, so we can appreciate what you're doing for the game, and it's easy to read and understand. Not that we're slow, stupid, it's just we're not in that realm or industry, so the language is, there's always going to be a language barrier, so you guys got to work out, do a better job at explaining it who aren't in that industry. Further on, they go to talk about new ways later in the season. So this is like a small little update amidst to like part 2 of season 2, and then we got another part of season 2 that's going to drop later in March. A lot of players are saying that they had feedback that the current ping system can feel cluttered and hard to read in intense moments. Clear communication is critical in Battlefield 6. And we want pings to feel intuitive and reliable. I think you guys need to like overhaul your whole communication system in Battlefield 6. Add an extra system where players from the team, so you've got 32 players on one side of that team, if they want to, they can opt out of their squad voice chat and then opt into team game voice chat. So each team has their own squad-based voice chat, how it currently is now. So anybody who is just a solo player playing in a squad, they got put into a team. That player can opt out of that voice chat into a larger voice chat where anybody on your team can also go into that voice chat and communicate with players. So that means you're not locked into just voice chatting with your squad that you get assigned to. That experience there is separating the community from being able to communicate. You're talking about redefining a ping system, a communication system in your game that is currently used to spot players. That's not how we want to talk and communicate and engage with each other. Like, what realm do you live in, EA? You're making it hard for me to talk to players in my team. And then they also got to talk about Battle Royale solos testing coming to the latest update. That is probably the best news for Battle Royale and RedSec. I will say that is actually pretty good news coming from RedSec, but I just don't really care about Battle Royale. That genre's been burned out. Yeah, I've played it too much. I still enjoy it, but it needs to be a great Battle Royale game. Battlefield needs to stick at what it does best, and that is Battlefield. Had massive anti-cheat updates, and they've banned and patched a lot of players. I'd say most of their cheaters probably come from RedSec. Half of them are probably in multiplayer. I rarely come across cheaters, man. I'll be honest with you guys. That's funny as. Oh, yesterday I had an invisible RPG and an invisible gun. I could still shoot and stuff like that, but it was just invisible on my screen. Weapons improved the visual fidelity of the object. Oh my god, some more maps and modes. Updated spawn logic with an additional outer combat area to prevent unintended spawn locations. Alright, pretty much all in here is to do with the store, fixing stuff where players just had small glitches showing skin. Yeah, so just like little small bugs and whatnot there. And then further on is more Season 2 details. These are the most recent updates from Battlefield 6 and the talks about what's coming to the game here before the part 2 of Season 2. I hope you enjoyed the news. Also hope you enjoyed the gameplay as well. It definitely was one of those gameplays where I finished stronger than Contaminated. It is the right direction for Battlefield 6. It does seem like if they can produce more maps like this, larger map scale warfare, whenever you're giving the player base what they want from your game, you have nothing to lose, EA, with giving us and producing a great game with Battlefield 6. And I honestly think if you can continue to do that, well then you'll make more money. I'm being real. I'm sick of waiting and hearing all the talks about like, oh, let's wait a year until we can get a good game. No. That's too long of a wait, mate. I want to enjoy Battlefield and for what it is and what I grew up with. And if the new developers are there at the studio and the old developers have moved on, well then I suggest you go and play the old games and see what they're like and talk to the OGs in that community and get a better insight then. Talk to the OGs, talk to the player base, continue to communicate with them and they will let you know. A player base really does like it when the developers and whatnot, you know, interact with the player base. And I know you guys are very active on your socials and you are constantly posting and letting players know what's going on with the game. And it's not like you are abandoning it and don't care. I'm not trying to be negative or despair or shed negative dark light on Battlefield whatsoever. I'm just experiencing and explaining things that we all go through here as players, and I just think it's important to deal with the main issues first, then worry about all the secondary things. But we understand that some things got to be fixed first in order for other things to be fixed, and that's the easiest way I can explain that explanation. But it is hard work for them. I just hope, you know, with all that money you guys can get the job done. But yeah, just my thoughts. Thank you, bro, for helping me out there in the LittleBird, man. Thank you. 73 and 5. If I'm not recording, that's heartbreaking. Well, ladies and gentlemen, personal best on the LittleBird. Thanks to the guy healing. I don't think I would have done it without him. Yeah, let's hope the Battlefield 6 news is only good news in the future, and let's see what they bring with these updates, guys. Take care.